Howdy, it's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Good morning to you. Thanks so much for being with us. Hey, Jan Goss is back with us. She's from Austin, Texas. Etiquette expert. We've had her on here before on Indiana in the Morning, and our conversation with Jan brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. We promise not to spice this conversation up with swear words. Jan, good morning.
Hello, good morning. I'm glad you gave that promise.
Well, you know, a few years ago, Robin Williams did a bit, and one of his stand-up bits, he was talking about how the French are so polite, which, but he was,
okay,
how they're so polite, they just feel uncomfortable swearing. So he would say, "You dirty little," you know what I mean. Well, right. we don't try to mask that anymore in our movies or in society. No. It seems, do we, Jan?
We don't, and there is a decline, or actually, it's an increase that's causing a decline in the way that we think about the words that come out of our mouth.
Yeah, well, moms and dads told us growing up not to use words like that. Why is it okay all of a sudden that it's everywhere?
Well, you know, you brought up moms and dads, so I think that's where we have to start, is in the home. And it's monkey see, monkey do. So if you don't want your children swearing and you don't want them in that kind of environment, the first place it begins is with us. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's setting the example. It's raising the standard. Our kids are going to see different standards in this world. We're not going to change that. But we can be the standard. And we can exemplify that. And that's where it begins. It begins with self-regulation and with us being a standard, setting a standard.
There was a report that came out of Great Britain last week that said that swearing is now so common in everyday business language because the words don't mean the same things they used to. Now they are certain, even the worst word that is in the language, they're used as emphasizing a point rather than their original derogatory meaning. I don't think, in my mind, that changing the meaning of a word changes the usage of it. We still shouldn't be using it.
Well, I totally concur with that, and especially in professional business etiquette. At the Protocol School of Washington, where I graduated, it was emphasized that in a professional setting, never use curse words, never. Just keep it professional. Use your intellect to come up with different words. And just, again, it's up to us as leaders. Someone has to set a standard. Yeah. And when the leadership falls, well, there goes hope out the door. So that's why we have to stand up and be the leaders, be the change that we want to see in this world.
It's going to be a harder job for us, though, Jim, with the way the movies are treating it and how we're seeing it make its way into everyday language. And certainly schools are a part of it. We had this other report that came out today about the teacher in school that banned certain slang words, and that teacher is getting slammed because they said that she's stifling creativity.
Right.
There are better ways of being creative, aren't there?
Yes, and you know it starts with conversations. We have to have conversations with our children, with those that we influence, and you know certainly listen to what they have to say. I do think that there are two sides to this in terms of the impact of words, because it's not so much the words themselves as much as it is what I call the energy behind it, the attitudes, the emotion. You know, if I tell you I'm really angry with you right now, it has a whole different impact on you than if I'm screaming and saying I'm really angry with you. So the emotion behind it, the energy behind it, that's what creates such an impact on the person on the other side.
Yeah, and we have seen it where even the use of really poor language is limited, that when somebody who doesn't use it normally or ever at all of a sudden one of those words is used, the effect is just devastating. And usually the person who utters that word, who's not used to saying it, they're as shocked as anybody that it came out.
hmm So I think that's ownership, self-regulation. If, we all slip, we all fall. It's not about sitting in the judgment seat, but really it's about owning our own behavior, owning what comes out of our mouth. I am 100% responsible for what comes out of my mouth.
Jan is the operator of Show Up Well Consulting, an executive protocol company based in Austin, Texas. Jan, I would guess that your business is a pretty busy one right about now.
It is, although I want to make an even bigger impact. So I do want people to connect at showupwell.com, and let's have a conversation. Let's join together to turn this ship around. I still have hope. I still believe it can be done, but it has to happen with the leadership. So if you're in leadership, connect with me at showupwell.com, and let's make a difference.
Jan, do you find companies are turning to companies such as yours? Are they showing up at your website to try to find a better way to use language and to really use everyday manners?
Yes, absolutely. And because it's beginning to affect their pocketbooks, it's affecting their financial bottom line, because we have whole generations now that have not been taught just common decency, common courtesies. Common sense is not so common. And so, yes, it's time to learn how to become decent human beings.
I guess
and if people weren't taught in their home, then we have to help.
I'm sorry, I just interrupted you. That was poor etiquette on my part, Jan. I'm guessing, though, that this would be a real personnel issue within your company. Mm-hmm. Company morale and the way that you relate to your employees, the people who are working for you, is so much improved when your language improves. And as you say, the energy behind your language improves. Yes,
we can turn this around. Leaders, we can turn this around. Heads of companies, we can turn this around.
Something that needs to happen. Well, Jan, I hope that we're able to do so. I know that you're there in Austin, and the Cowboys did what they did yesterday, and I hope...
Oh, we're not talking about that. It might make me cuss, and that would really be bad.
I was wondering if the language really got poor yesterday at about, let's say, maybe 6:30 Eastern.
Yeah, we're not talking about it. We're just. I'm gonna self-regulate and watch my words right now very carefully.
There's something to be said for getting it out of your system. It's just who's going to hear you get it out of your system, right?
Yes, just do it out in the field or out in the back of your yard or something, away from other people.
Well, we'll be maybe tempted to utter a few of those words ourselves this afternoon, because we've got the Steelers playing the Bills this afternoon. So
yeah, it's a big day.
Yeah.
Big day for curse words. So good thing you had this program this morning.
Hopefully everybody will be better behaved. Jan Goss, thank you so much for the visit. People want to know more about Show Up Well. How do they do it?
Go to showupwell.com and let's have a conversation. Connect with me. I love to connect with people and converse and brainstorm ways to make things better.
Beautiful. Jan, have yourself a lovely day today.
You as well.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com.